afternoon, everyone. I want to call this special telephonic meeting of the Texas State University System Board of Regents to order. And I want to start this afternoon by taking a couple of minutes of silence for all the people that we know that are grieving today, and for all the issues that we have in our country. Just a couple of minutes of silence. Thank you, everyone. The agenda for this meeting was registered with the Secretary of State on June the 1st. For the record, the date is June the 4th, 2020, and the time that the meeting began was 3:31. Please note the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Before we take roll call, I'd like to remind everyone to please mute your phones unless you need to speak. Laura, will you now call the roll?
Sure. I'm going to first call Regent. Chair Scott.
Here.
Regent Montaigne.
Here.
Regent Amato.
Here.
Regent Austin.
Here.
Regent Crane.
Here.
Regent Edwards.
Here.
Regent Flores.
Here.
Regent Harrell.
Here.
And Regent Tinsley.
Here.
Thank you. I'll now call the roll for the TSUS staff. Chancellor McCall.
Here.
Daniel Harper.
Here.
John Hayek.
Here.
Fernando Gomez.
Here.
Do we have Sean Cunningham?
Here.
Thank you. And do we have any other staff, TSU staff on the call? Okay, thank you. And now I'll go to our component school, Lamar University.
Jeremy Altop for Dr. Evans.
Thank you. Sam Houston State University.
Yes, this is Dana Hoyt, and I have Provost Egglesfair here as well.
Thank you. Sol Ross State University.
Hello, this is Pete Gallego. I'm here on behalf of Sol Ross.
And Chris Clifford, Vice President for Finance here also.
Thank you. Texas State University. Do we have anyone from Texas State on the line? Okay, thank you. LIT.
Lonnie Howard and Bonnie Albright.
Thank you. Lamar State College Orange.
Tom Johnson, and Provost Wendy Elmore is listening in as well.
Thank you. And finally, Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Good afternoon. This is Betty Renard, and Mary Wickland is on the call also.
Great. Thank you. That concludes roll call. We have a quorum, Chair Scott.
Thank you, Laura. If it's deemed necessary, the board may elect to go into executive session as authorized by Government Code 551 to consider personnel, legal, and real estate matters, or otherwise to consult with and seek advice of its legal counsel. I'll now begin the agenda that was posted on the 1st. Our first order of business is an item from Texas State University System appointing Mr. Pete B. Gallego as president of Sul Ross State University. Chancellor McCall, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank a couple of people. First of all, Bill Kibler for his service to the university over the past 6 years. The committee that did such an amazing job sorting through 40 nominations, and the chair of the committee, Don Flores, and our other two regents, Harrell and Crane, for landing this excellent result. Pete Gallego is, in my opinion, the right guy at the right place at the right time. And that university, this system, and higher ed in general will be the beneficiary. It will be fun to watch Pete go to it. And I think we'll see some nice things happening fast and good results. There is no one who loves the university more than Pete Gallego. And so it's my high privilege and distinct honor to recommend his consideration to you, the Board of Regents, for the presidency of Sul Ross.
Thank you, Dr. McCall. Do I have any comments or questions from any of the regents?
This is Charlie. I concur. I agree with Brian.
That's great, Charlie.
This is David. I ditto.
Congratulations. Amazing find, and we're looking forward to big things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete, I've enjoyed watching social media. They're all about you.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I'll throw my 2 bits worth in too, Pete. We're really happy to have you. And with that, Regent Flores, do I hear a motion?
Yes, you do, Chairman, and thank you. I move that Pete P. Gallego be appointed as president of Sul Ross State University with an immediate start date of June 4th, 2020.
Very good. Do I hear a second?
This is Charlie. Well, I'd love to say who, but somebody else, y'all scheduled to second it?
No, we didn't have a schedule, Charlie. I think I'm going to tell Laura that everybody seconded it. How's that?
Yeah, that's right.
Any discussion or anyone opposed? Okay, Laura, I think we ought to have a roll on this. I don't know that we need it, but it's a big decision for the system, so why don't you do the roll call?
Sure, absolutely. Chair Scott.
Yes.
Regent Montaigne.
Yes.
Regent Amato.
Yes.
Regent Austin.
Yes.
Regent Crane.
Yes.
Regent Edwards.
Yes.
Regent Flores.
Yes.
Regent Harrell.
Yes.
And Regent Tinsley.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. The motion passes by acclamation. If we were all together, we would give you a round of applause, Pete.
Well, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Regents, I'm so honored. I've been privileged to do some incredibly cool things in my life, but this ranks up there, probably third after being married to an incredible woman and being the dad to a phenomenal son. I love this place very much, and I pledge to each of you that I will be a very good steward for Sul Ross State University, and that we'll grow and prosper over the course of time. And I am so grateful and so honored that you all have shown this faith and trust in me, and know that I am very deeply appreciative and that I won't let you down.
Thank you so much. And
Somehow I believe that.
I do too. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear. All right, Pete, we look forward to seeing you when we can all be together again, and we'll give you that round of applause and each get the opportunity to shake your hand.
Thank you so much.
Just know that we're all as supportive as we can be, and we're happy to have you there, and know that your heart's in the job. So have a, you know, we'll have a drink in your honor at the Boom Boom Room for the next board meeting.
Maybe two.
I don't know. I never have more than one, so you know I can't speak for you. Very good. Well, we'll move on then. Our second item for our meeting today is an item from Sam Houston State University regarding the College of Osteopathic Medicine admissions policy. I'll ask Vice Chancellor Hayek to lay out this item for us. John, would you explain?
Yes, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Chair Scott. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to quickly provide a little background information on Sam Houston's medical student admissions policy, which is included in the board materials, that outlines the admissions prerequisites and minimal technical and matriculation requirements for admission and enrollment into Sam Houston's College of Medicine. Briefly, in summary, for admission, applicants must complete a number of selected undergraduate courses, many of which are in biology and chemistry. Admissions requires submission of a criminal background check prior to matriculation. The College of Medicine also requires compliance with the American Association of College of Osteopathic Medicine technical skills, which include various non-academic related skills and attributes such as observation and visual integration, communication, sensory skills, quantitative skills, and various behavioral and social attributes, among others. Finally, the College of Medicine requires a number of the customary graduate application documents, as well as the medical college admissions test, or known as MCAT. In general, Sam Houston's admissions prerequisites and requirements align with other DO schools, as well as with Texas medical schools. Just as an example, the academic data for Sam's College of Medicine's inaugural class actually slightly exceeds the national MCAT average and undergraduate average GPA for matriculants at osteopathic medical schools around the country as compared to the 2018 summary report. For this fall, Sam's College of Medicine accepted, as a reminder, 75 students, which includes 97% which are Texas residents, about half are from their service area, about half as well are women, and about half are minority students, about 12% of which are Hispanic students, which is actually twice the national average of 6%. And almost 20% of Sam's inaugural class were first-generation students as undergraduates. In terms of the timetable for this fall, the orientation begins for the new medical students on August 3rd. The white coat ceremony is on August 8th, which will include a number of Sam Houston alum, and as well as the president of the American Osteopathic Association. And classes for the inaugural class begins on August 10th. And Sam Houston is prepared to begin classes remotely if need arises. And Mr. Chair, that concludes my remarks. And again, my congratulations goes out to President Hoyt, Dr. Egelsayer, Dean Henley, and Sam's entire COM team for their hard work and persistence in creating such a great foundation for future success. And we really look forward to meeting the team and seeing the new facility in Conroe at the August board meeting. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Regents, does anyone have any question?
The data he gave us is very impressive, I'll tell you that. I was impressed with that, about the members of this class.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Any other
President
questions?
Boyd, I don't know if you have.
Well, I will just chime in. I think that they exceeded my expectations when we went out to a lot of the region here, promoting their cooperation. We said we'd be thrilled if we got, 10, 15% of the first class from a lot of the Southeast Texas region, and to have right at 50% is just an overachievement on that.
Dana, we all congratulate you on a job well done, and thank you for everything that you've done to make this happen. Without you and without the hard work of the chancellor and the system, with the early problems that we had, this could have never happened.
Yep.
So true. My thanks for all the board's support on that original system office. Yeah, we never would have been here, and it's a pretty exciting opportunity for sure. Looking at this moving forward, and the class is an amazing class to start with. So I'll be happy to see when they graduate in 4 years.
Well, thank you again. Any other questions or comments from anyone on the board? And I'll open it up to Regent McCall or to anyone on the systems office.
It's a milestone for our system, and it's an exciting time, and I'm so pleased that our board will be meeting at the medical school in August.
Chairman Scott, Regent Crane here. Texas needs this in the worst way. Rural Texas needs this medical school in the worst way. And patients that are underserved need this in the worst way. It's got 100% support from me, and I'm very excited to see that first class step into the medical school and get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Crane. We all agree with your sentiments there. If there are no other comments, Regent Amato, do I hear a motion?
Yes, you will. I move that Sam Houston State University's College of Osteopathic Medicine medical student admission policy be adopted.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Chancellor.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any further discussion or any objections? Hearing no objections, the motion passes. Thank you, everyone. And here's another opportunity for us to have a round of applause that we all know would have been there if we had been face to face.
Yep.
The next three items of business relate to temporary modifications to existing food service agreements due to changes in operations surrounding the COVID-19 epidemic. I'll ask Vice Chancellor Harper to lay out these items for us now. Daniel?
Yes. Thank you, Chairman Scott. As the Chairman stated, Lamar University, Sam Houston, and Sul Ross have requested authority to execute memorandums of understanding to modify their existing food service agreements with Aramark in Chartwells. As the board knows well, around mid-March, our campuses moved to remote instruction, and students residing on campus were given the opportunity to move out of their residence halls and suspend their dining plans. The dining services remained operational, but at a very limited capacity. Each of our four-year universities worked with their respective food service vendors to accommodate providing dining credits to those students while maintaining minimum staffing and allowing for the continuity of operations when the campuses reopen this fall. It's important to note that the food service contracts vary amongst the components. The service offerings vary as well, and each of the components are in a different part of their respective contract's lifespan. All of those yield to different pressure points between the institution and the food service vendor. Lamar University's MOU will cover the spring and summer semester, and the proposed MOU forgoes commissions for the 2 semesters, which will be minimal, reduces the annual capital investment by $100,000 over the next 4 years out of the discretionary investment refresh, and provides Chartwells $25,000 to address additional costs associated with the reopening after the summer closure. Sam Houston's MOU covers the spring and summer as well, but also includes a provision for the next academic year. That proposed MOU additionally forgoes commissions to the catering to the end of the next academic year, which we estimate to be minimal, reduces the pest control charge for the remainder of the academic year, and provides a minimum revenue of the summer dining operations of $565,000, and that item corresponds with the summer meal plans that were recently approved by the board at the May meeting. And finally, it forgoes the overhead charges on their retail operations, such as the Chick-fil-A in the Lohman Center. The Sul-Ross MOU covers the spring and summer terms, and the proposed MOU will allow Aramark to be paid on a cost incurred basis over that period of time. The expected cost for those 23 weeks is around $150,000. You'll note that Texas State University does not have a MOU proposed, as their food service contract allowed them to make the modifications that they needed for those semesters. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Daniel. At this time, I'm going to ask the Finance and Audit Committee Chair, Regent Tinsley, to make the motions for these 3 items.
Thank you, Chairman Scott. Mr. Chair, I move the President of Lamar University be authorized to execute a memorandum of understanding supplementing the food services contract with Compass Group USA, Inc. by and through its Chartwells division.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it. This is Charlie.
All right, motion made and seconded. Is there any opposition to this or any discussion? Hearing none, the motion passes. Alan?
Mr. Chair, I move the President of Sam Houston State University be authorized to execute a memorandum of understanding supplementing the food service contract with Aramark Educational Services, LLC.
Very good. Do I hear a second?
I guess I'll second it again. It's Charlie.
Okay. Charlie's the only one that can find the mute button fast enough. All right, motion made and seconded. Do I hear any discussion? Anybody have any questions or any objections? Hearing no objections, the motion passes. Regent Tinsley, go ahead.
Chairman Scott, I move the president of Sul Ross State University be authorized to execute a memorandum of understanding supplementing the food services contract with Aramark Educational Services, LLC.
Very good. I hear a second other than Charlie.
Second, Gary.
I'm sorry. Was that Regent Crane I heard?
Regent Crane it was.
All right. Motion made and seconded. Discussion or objections?
Mr. Chairman, this is David. Now we have an attorney for a president, so I know that Pete can review that contract and sign it.
And I did read it, and as a matter of fact, I even read the amendment. So I'm practicing.
Very good. Very good, Pete. We had a long discussion, Pete, on whether we should add your being a member of the bar to your title. So at the end of the day, we all know you as Pete, so we were happy just to not to do that.
That worked. It worked.
Very good.
We'll call you Dr. Pete if it works.
There you go. Doctor of Laws. There you go. Any discussion or any opposition? Further discussion? All right. There being none, this motion passes. I'm glad you had Pete as the last one, Laura. That was well done. At this time, I'm ready to adjourn the meeting unless there's some other business or discussion from any member of the board. Hearing none, this concludes the meeting of the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System. If there's no objection, we'll now adjourn the meeting. And the time is 3:59. And I really look forward to all being together again in August and hope that a lot of the problems that our country and our systems had from COVID are